You know what? Let's... Oops, wrong one. Let's treat ourselves. Activate viewpoint again. Here in Memorial Bridge. We're here again. Sure, we'll watch the viewpoint again. Why not? It's pretty. The golf course is kind of, you know, whatever. Spoils the ambiance a little bit. Never mind. Some people are into it. Big waterfall up there. Want to fly under that bridge now. Just need to install Flight Simulator as well. Just all the simulator games. Let's just get them all. I've got Game Pass, so I can play it. I don't know what content that comes with, though. I just need to be able to get out of our truck and bungee jump off the damn thing or something. Nice walkway down there. Just kind of lots of the same shot, though. But, yeah. And there's our truck. Z. Multiple trucks. Our truck with its trucks. Cool. So that's kicking it off again. So 32 hours of driving, approximately. Let's, I guess we should indicate, eh? We'll do the reasonable thing and indicate through. Oh, hey. We've barely been streaming and already getting spam. Incredible. Let's just cruise control and alt tab. And, where's my thing to... not you. Ban. There you go. Cool. Yeah. That's a new one.
Go straight.
They're evolving. I mean, the reason I have, like, follower-only chat is because that got rid of a lot of it in the early days. It didn't have the bots actually smart enough to follow.
Go straight, and then turn
Seems
right.
that they have learnt, unfortunately. Oh well, it's still a useful feature, I think, to have the follower chat. Yeah, maybe it puts people off jumping in and chatting for the first time, but it's like, you know...
Get ready to turn left.
It's kind of a little subcontract, I guess. Think of a follow as a trial. Free trial.
Turn left,
you know, if you like it.
Turn right.
You stick around for longer.
Turn right.
Don't like it? You unfollow again. I'm also perfectly happy with people just watching the stream and not following and not chatting. It's fine. More people chatting is good. It's nice to have someone to talk to, but depends what they're gonna say. If they're just gonna spam. But I'm also perfectly happy for people to follow and lurk and not even say anything. That's cool too. We appreciate lurkers. We appreciate chatters. We don't appreciate bots. See ya. Engine malfunction. Ah, yeah, because we took a little bit of damage getting back to where we left off. So, yeah, we are going a very long way, as I was saying before being rudely interrupted by a bot. Going south out of Twin Falls, down towards to Jackpot, just to start with, and then on the rest of the way down to Texas and Corpus Christi to deliver some trucks in celebration, commemoration, one of those Asians, Taranation, possibly, of
right.
the new Western Star truck, which we are driving to get down there. Should turn our lights on, actually. Light up the dash. We're good on fuel and we are good on rest. So that's good. We're good on speed currently. That's also good. Repairs we'll do if we find a good place. Daughter is fine, thanks for asking. Yes, yeah, she was in hospital again a few weeks ago. Got her out. couple of Tuesdays ago. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks now since we got her home. So
Go straight.
yeah, it was just a lingering thing. She's rather vulnerable to infections. Literally, she caught a cold. That's all it takes. Rhinovirus, which is, to all intents and purposes, a cold. But for her, it tends to spread to her lungs, becomes pneumonia, requires hospitalization. So, yeah. So it was a couple of weeks in there. Spent my birthday in hospital. That was fun. But yeah, got her home. She started school last week. So she's had a full week at school. Big 5-year-old. Which she's been really enjoying. So that's all good. And there's like the teacher aide is a registered nurse, and they do all the various therapies and things that we're meant to do at home, but often don't have the energy to actually do. So it's going to be very useful. Since we used to have an in-home carer as well, or carer support, but with her starting school that ceased, because the idea is that was during the day. So someone's got to do it. We do the caring overnight, basically. So, but yeah, it's relatively positive. Just been a bit out of sorts the last few days. We're hoping she's not coming down with something again. It's always kind of on a knife edge in many respects. For us, it's just, yeah. It's going to make the most of it when things are going well. Just got a new sleeping system and everything for her to help her. She tends to kind of splay out with her legs and everything. You kind of think of how an adult, or even a child, might normally sleep. Yeah, they throw themselves all over the place, and it doesn't really matter for them because they're spending the rest of the day
Go straight.
in a good configuration. You know, you spend most of your day sitting straight, standing, things like that. She tends not to do those, so having her in a set position while asleep is quite valuable. So yeah, that got fitted today. Just hopefully fast asleep by now. Still a little bit awake before when I started, but her bedroom is right across the hall from my office, so probably hear her if she starts off. I do just realise that I forgot to start the music. We've just had the pretzel sitting up at the top, and I've been jabbering away, but without any musical accompaniment. So, you know, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much, but it's nice having a little bit of background. So we can wait until we're on a nice straight. Is someone coming? No? How dangerous do we want to be? Okay, we'll wait till after the corner. Ah, there's a truck coming. That's a shame. So if we Alt-Tab, play, and click back, there you go. Just in time to avoid the truck. I like to live dangerously. Who cares about pausing the game when you can just do it on the fly? Is there a... there is a display of what my cruise control is, but it's just very small and hard to see. I'm not liking the dashboard of this truck, unfortunately. Never mind. We'll keep it going. Oh yeah, music. Yeah, that's right. That thing. That thing that gives a little bit of ambience. Hopefully it's not too loud. I haven't tested the volume. I always forget to like test, do a test recording and check volumes and stuff. I'm not a professional. Not of this anyway. I could probably be a professional nurse by now, but not quite. They do a lot more. They have to put up with a lot more. Got some jaunty jazz. I was enjoying having the jazz soundtrack going when I was doing the power washing of the Midgar. And I've been playing a ton of Persona 5, Persona 4, not yet 5, moving on to that soon probably. And it's got like a jazzy sort of soundtrack to it. It's just something nice and upbeat. Keeps you going. Scenic mode. I love the sunsets in the desert. Don't know what it is, just the colours. Always really nice. We get these sorts of sunsets here to an extent as well, and just get like the blue fading through into the orange. It's really nice. And it kind of works its way through the spectrum, becomes like a deep purple. There's a reason my emotes are the colour that they are. Savoy Banouche. I have no idea what that's meant to say, or mean, or intimate, but we don't care. It's good music. And the stars are coming out. We're hooning along at an ungodly speed that we're not meant to. Tried to listen to NCS. Spotify autoplayed copyrighted music after the copyright-free playlist ended. Oh no. That's an oof. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I got Pretzel, because it even has a YouTube safe toggle on it. If you're on the premium mode, then you get the ability to like make custom playlists and stuff, but I could never really bother with that. The downside to not being on the premium, like the subscription mode, is having the callouts and chat of the song titles. So over the last year or so, I was actually running a paid subscription to Pretzel, but I cancelled that. Thought, it's not really giving me enough benefit. Like, having the callouts and chat is kind of cool. I mean, I have it up in the top for when it's on YouTube. People can still see what it is. You know, they don't demand attribution, but I like to give it anyway. But I did also recently buy a big chunk of copyright-free music from Humble Bundle. They sometimes have things, in addition to actual game packages. Humble have started doing like development packages, so various development assets and stuff, but also music and sound effects. So I picked up a bunch of albums, so I might move on to those at some point. If I feel like shaking it up a bit, I'll just load them up on Winamp and let it rip. There's a viewpoint up here. And apparently I have to stop. I mean, I don't have to. But we will, because there's a viewpoint anyway, so I may as well. Pull on in. I'm not going to be able to get Wade and go to the viewpoint at the same time, am I? That's
Never mind.
Kind of annoying.
I'll find a new route.
Where is the viewpoint? Oh, maybe it's off to the side up. Oh yeah, it is after the way station. That's good. I've got a toggle playlist replay. Yeah, but still. I did stop. There you go. Not a technical state required by law. You have to fix it. I'll get someone to at some point. The other thing I've done in the past is use game like soundtracks from other computer games. I accidentally pressed B again. I'm not actually going to see much at night, but you know, wonderful salt flats at night. It might be a bit desolate, but I'm curious. Should be able to take the truck out onto the salt flats and set a speed record. That'd be fun. Yeah, usually because they expect game soundtracks to be used while playing the game, they tend not to get flagged for copyright if you're just playing them regardless, and I have a ton of soundtracks downloaded from Steam games, so yeah. Tours, yep. Welcome to Bonneville. Hopefully it comes through on the stream well enough, like my monitor's fairly bright. It was like an artistic Joshua tree or something. Yeah, there we go. That's a pseudo-wooder. I think I need a squirt bottle before I can pass him, don't I? That's a Pokemon joke. I keep meaning to have a play of some of the older Pokemons again, but it involves having time. And it's like, why would I sink money in, not money, time, into games that I've played ages and ages and ages ago instead of new games that I haven't played yet? I need to do more of that. He says, playing a truck simulator game that has several hundreds of hours in it. Shush. Is that a traffic jam? What the hell? I'm gonna guess someone crashed or something while I was in the viewpoint cinematic and just held up traffic. That's quite hilarious. Same, yeah. Big speedrunner energy, playing the same old game time and time again. There's a photo opportunity up here. Now, the good thing about the photo opportunities is you can actually change the time of day while you're doing it. So, that's close enough. Photo studio. And let's, there we go. The Tree of Life is what it is, apparently. Let's go up. Nope, that's down. Q is up, okay. Oh, it's best seen on the other side of the road. Looks like we can zoom in though. And now we can go photo settings and let's tweak this a little bit, shall we? I mean, it does look nice in the sunset. Or we could do sunrise otherwise. Oh, there we go. There we go. Bit of soft focus in the background too, maybe? Yeah, maybe. Focusing. Oh, no, we want it to be in focus. Maybe drop the strength. Not completely though. I don't mind a bit of the soft focus. There we go. You know what? That'll do. That's a nice photo right there. I love that they added that to the game. I can pretend I'm on a real road trip. Stopping and taking pictures all the time. Or not stopping. Usually on our road trips, my wife is the driver, and I'm hanging out the passenger window taking photos. So, one day we'll get over here. I doubt we'll be taking a photo at sunrise, but now I don't need to stop necessarily. What are we? Yeah, 5.5 hours. But I want to sleep the night away. I don't want to be driving through darkness because it's kind of boring. I mean, at the moment it's okay because we're just threading between other trucks currently. So, you know, that adds a little bit of more excitement than normal. But once we get through the city up here, traffic density will drop away again. It'll be a bit boring. So what is there that we can stop at? I could always go in and repair as well, actually. There is a truck dealership there. It's probably wise. Ah, one too far. There we go. Do I need this exit? Maybe. We'll take it anyway, just in case. Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Yep, there it is.
Let's find a new route. Go straight.
So I'm going to avoid jumping into the main map if I can. I'm just going to navigate there. Still weird to me that Utah is apparently a beehive state. It's a desert, dude.
Turn left.
What are the bees eating? I love some of that rock honey. I'm sure there's plenty for them, but it does seem incongruous. Of all the things you could be the state of.
Go straight.
I just realized that the pretzel view is all screwed up as well, I think. That's something I'm not going to be able to fix easily. Oh, because it's telling me there's an update available. No, I don't want to update now. So annoying. It's... You know what? Let's update now. It happened just now? Okay. Well, we're updating now. So that can just go away. There we go. Now we can actually see things properly. Ah, dear. Pretzel, pretzel, pretzel. Now, if you're going to announce that you've got updates, by all means, have a little cross that someone can click so you can go update later. Because we don't always want to update right now. I'm actually going to park off to the side here. And I'm just going to be a nuisance to traffic. And drop my delivery. It's going to mess with my route mapping. But it's going to be less annoying to select my route modification again than it would be to try and drive in here with that trailer. So, you know.
Let's do this.
Repair. And sleep. Perfect. Didn't even put the brake on. That's better. 9:30 AM. It's fine. It's far enough off the road. Look, you can get past that. Just parked outside a wrecker's yard. It's
You've got
not a
the
good omen.
contract. Now go.
And yeah, now it's gonna just recalculate again, probably without my modifications, and we wanted to go this way. So we'll specifically make it that way. There we go. And that just pulls everything. Oh, we actually wanted to go down here through Lubbock. Yeah. That's... Oh, actually, was it Lubbock or was it Abilene? Huh. We do need to go the right-hand side of all of this, but we can do that another time. I think we'll cut through there. That's fine.
Okay, here we go.
We make it up as we go along. We just want to get there, ultimately, but I would like to discover a bit more of the map. Go some roads untraveled, which you should not wait for.
Get ready to turn right.
Walk around the block. How about I drive? It's not even a footpath. It's not very safe at all. I like walking, but I prefer to do it safely. And now we can go scenic view and actually see something. Now it's daytime again. coming through the intersection. On we go.
Get ready to exit right. Exit right.
Oh, it's one of these weird intersections. Well, thankfully we're not bothering ourselves with that. We're just getting down here. Ow. 1% of damage from hitting a marker. Should be thankful it's not more than that. Sometimes it'll be 10%. Seems they modified the intersections along that road towards the depot. Weird. Double diamond intersection, yeah. Anything to avoid a roundabout, it seems, in America. I mean, roundabouts have their faults as well. If that's not going to work, just throw in some traffic lights. The whole crossing over to the other side of the road randomly for an intersection, really strange. Yeah, so the viewpoint up here. I do need to collect those at some point. But today is not that day. There's merit behind it. I know, it's not like that purely on a whim, but it does feel like it just adds a lot of extra driver confusion when it's not something you're used to. So it's fine for people who use it all the time, but when it's not really a standard...
Keep right, and then exit right.
I never encountered it anywhere else in the world until I started playing this game.
Exit right.
And only in certain states, and even then only at certain intersections. So it does feel like they're really trying to just confuse people. I mean, you could contend that there is merit to confusing people, because if someone is confused, they're going to go slowly. So there is that. Same idea behind making roads narrow. If you want people to slow down, make the lanes narrower. Because then people tend to feel less secure, so they're more likely to drive slowly. Unfortunately, all the accidents are caused by people who don't care,
Go straight.
or have an abundance of confidence, so aren't going to be put off by that. And they'll still speed, so it's not actually going to do anything. But, you know, the principle is there.
Keep
The problem is when you develop things and you implement them based on certain studies that are around the majority of the population, and then apply them to situations that are not really caused by the majority of the population, like car accidents. Not most people are getting involved in those. It's a small subset generally, and it's usually related to speed. And it's not because the speed limit is wrong, it's because the driver's wrong. Like me in this game. It is 100% my fault if I overcook it and crash into something. That's why I do it in the game, that's why I don't drive in real life. If I did, I would probably be the absolute most nana of a driver. Even as a passenger, I'm perpetually paranoid about things. Like, does anyone else feel the thing like you're in a car and it's going, you know, at speed? You're going around a corner, you're not speeding, it's just going the speed limit around a corner, which might be 80 k's an hour or something. And you think, it could just, you know, the steering could just break. We could just go straight off that edge. Because that pops into my mind a lot. Not ideal. Oops. Meanwhile, that truck behind us, it could just rear end us when it's speeding. That could happen too. Caffeine by Rick Keller. Well, it's a bit late for caffeine for me. I usually try and make sure not to have any after about 3, but we'll make an exception just this once. Good name for a jazz song. You know, somebody else might do that exactly. It always beggars belief. Like, we were driving into the city today, actually. We had an appointment in town. So I took my daughter into that. And we were driving at rush hour, basically.
Keep left.
And the number of people you see weaving between. There was a motorcyclist who was driving up between 2 trucks. People cutting in front of trucks. Trucks cutting in front of people, for that matter. Yeah. Truck drivers aren't blameless either. But it's like, who thinks it's a good idea to just swerve in front of a massive vehicle, weighing a lot, doing a high speed? Some people really are something else. And yes, we're discussing road safety while travelling at 88 miles an hour in a big rig. If you think this is dangerous, you should see me play Forza Horizon. The game that incentivizes you to crash into things. Unless you're racing, obviously, but in free roam mode, you just rack up those points. Over the top and to the left. Crunch. I knew that was going to happen. But I need to take this corner wide. Also, that's why I usually go into the cab for cornering. You know. Not much to see in there. Before it gets cold. So first caffeine, now before it gets cold. Dude. Pretzel is now making personal attacks. Speed found 80k an hour and speedrun preparing to be a policeman in real life. Nice. Hey, it's good defensive driving training. You know your reflexes work. I used to think about being a policeman. And then I read about all the crap that you have to put up with. I would not fare well if I was turning up on the doorstep of someone who was an abusive piece of work. I don't know, once again, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, but because you're worried about how you might react to things, then you're probably actually better equipped than people who don't even think about it. Because, yeah, because you know of how you might react, you can, like, plan against it instead of just reacting. I don't know. Seems like it would be very tough, though, and yeah, I'd rather not. Also, you need a driver's license, and I don't have one. So. Yeah, things have been going a bit weird over here on the crime front, so I don't know. It's a tough one. takes a special type of person to want to do that, and unfortunately the numbers of people who feel inclined to uphold the law seem to be proportionally outnumbered by those who seem intent to break it, which is a shame. Part of that's just the kind of general culture, I think. It's just kind of a lack of general respect for others. It's, yeah, there's a big culture of, like, you deserve respect yourself. Like, people should respect me. Well, should they though? Give them a reason to. It's not all about you and doing what you want necessarily. But that's kind of the way Western society is kind of pushed towards, is that it is all about you and individual success and everything, and there's a lot less consideration for society as a whole and kind of the nature of it. It's a bit of a shame, but it's also a very hard problem to solve. At least you have an excuse for driving recklessly. I just don't have a license. Yep. Well, I have a learner's license, to be fair. I am learning to drive recklessly. I know the road rules very well. Because I thought to renew my license recently that I had to resit the theory test. Turns out they actually changed that again. Like, they changed it so that you did have to years ago. And then it was like a couple of years ago they changed it back again, and I didn't realize. So I was studying up to resit the theory test to renew my learner's license. It had expired over COVID and everything.
Keep right.
And I just
right.
haven't made it a priority to upgrade it, to actually take lessons and stuff.
Exit right.
Yeah, I was researching all of the various bits and pieces.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Tire tread depths and how far a load can extend over your front wheels and all of that sort of stuff.
Go
Turned
straight.
up to the place and was told, oh no, you don't have to reset it. Just have to fill out the paperwork and pay the money. Okay. Cool. That's fine. Which makes perfect sense if you're just at the stage of a learner. Then, you know, okay, you've done the theory test once. That's fine. You have to prove that you can apply that anyway to progress any further in your license. So, kind of doesn't make any sense to keep badgering you with that. Especially when to renew your license as an experienced driver, you never have to take the theory test ever again. Even though the law might have changed at some point,
and then keep
you don't
right.
even need to take a refresher. Not after 10, 20, 30
Keep right,
years.
and then turn right.
It's just, they only care about, you just gotta pay your money, and
Turn
update your
right.
picture sometimes. That's it. Bit odd. Don't need a license in my day-to-day. I work from home. So no. Only the reason I renewed my license is because it is one of the valid forms of photographic identification in the country. Because my passport had also expired, so I didn't have my passport. I didn't have a valid license.
Go straight.
And it came up when I popped into the supermarket. All I wanted to do is buy my dad a bottle of red wine for Father's Day for us to enjoy at home. They asked to see my ID. I presented them with my identification. They checked the expiry date and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, your identification's expired." But I'm still that age. I haven't mysteriously become younger than 18 because my license has expired. No, it must be a valid form of identification. It has to be current. Okay, whatever. So we did not have a nice bottle of wine. It's like, okay, this is going to be a problem. Not just for buying alcohol, but for other things as well. Any form of photo identification, apparently you suddenly stop being the person that is that picture when the date on the license has elapsed. Apparently that's the way it works. So,
Go
oh,
straight.
okay. I didn't realize it was no longer that person and no longer that age. I thought it just meant that I couldn't use it
left.
to drive.
Then turn left.
Or in the case of my passport, I couldn't use it to travel internationally.
Turn left.
Fair enough. You know, it's not up to date with security standards and all that sort of BS. Fine, whatever. You want an updated picture, that's alright. Didn't realize it was no longer me. Bureaucracy
Keep
is
left,
amusing
And
sometimes.
then turn left.
I used to be the
Turn
one
left.
to like check licenses and stuff, and I don't think we ever really cared about checking the expiry date. It's more a case of, yep, picture matches, the name
Go
matches,
straight.
the date of birth is fine for this purpose. Seems good. Whatever. So yeah, paid my money, got my paperwork filled out, new license. It was a case of that was going to be quicker than getting my passport. I was waiting for my passport to be renewed as well, because I had to get photos taken for that and get sent away. It takes like a month or more. They warn it can take up to like 3 months. So it's only like a couple of weeks for a license. So it was quicker. And also I'd rather not carry my passport around every day if I need it to buy alcohol or whatever other reason. Or if someone finds my dead body on the side of the road. And they can at least look at my driver's license, and if my face is still there, can tell that it matches. I know a lot of places only care about your credit card for identification. You must have the purchasing credit card. Have an ID card and a special state issued card. Yeah. We don't have any sort of other... You can get a Hospitality New Zealand 18 plus card, which can also be used for purchase of alcohol. I'll put the air conditioning on. It's getting warm in here. But you can't use it for anything else. Whereas driver's license you can use for legal documents and stuff as well. So it's more valuable to have that than just the hospitality card. Other than that, we do not have any other identification card. I believe a lot of it is just like privacy reasons and stuff. Like, too easy for someone to steal and then just do identity theft, I guess. I don't know. Seems perfectly reasonable for me that it's a case of you just, once you, even, I don't know, 13, 16, something like that, here's your ID card. Proves that you are you. You only need to renew it if you no longer look like the person on there. You know, if you undergo reconstructive surgery, basically, or make other dramatic changes to your appearance, then you'll need to pay a fee to get it updated. Other than that, yeah. But we don't have like a unifying identification number or anything like that. You are not a citizen number XYZ. Yeah, 15 years old. Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Certainly not averse to the idea. You get a lot of people who are quite against that sort of thing, though. It's like, oh, just turning people into a number. It's like, yeah, well, you're already about 3 different numbers. IRD number is the main one. That's our tax number. That's the main one you need when you're employed. And you get one of them pretty much when you're born. Fairly sure my daughter has an IRD number. I think it's one of the things you apply for, so that way any investments that you might make in their name get taxed correctly. So that's kind of the cornerstone of it. That should be the thing that's mainly on your thing. That and your national health number. Or code, because it's 3 letters and 3 numbers. Be kind of useful to have those things. But yeah, the idea is that we don't have a single unifying thing. You can't use your IRD number to access your health records. You need to use your health number for that. Just makes it a bit more fragmented. It's less likely that one person can then just own someone else's identity using like a the social security number being the American equivalent that people go on about, being such sensitive information. There's plenty of tropes and movies and stuff of people getting someone's social security number. I think the equivalent here would be your, like if you were involved in Work and Income New Zealand, it would be your reference number, your case number or something. Don't know if we have one of those. Actually, we must do, because we do get support payments from them. Have birth number. Interesting. 6 digits identifying birth date, sex, and 4 additional digits. Yeah, the sex one must be a bit controversial these days. I mean, we get birth certificates, so there's probably some sort of identification or reference number on the birth certificate. Theoretically, that would be the equivalent. We just don't use it for anything else. Well, that might just be the births, deaths, and marriages department probably use that for, so birth certificate and death certificate probably end up with the same code on it. That would make sense. I can't remember if there was anything on the marriage certificate. I think we might have had to accompany it with copies of our birth certificates or something. It's a case of proving that yes, we are who we say we are, and we are signing this document. It's been a while, so I can't really remember. It's marriage certificate sitting somewhere in a bag over the other side of my office, I think. That's like coming up 15 years ago or something. It's been a while. We are not young anymore. Oh, I thought I was going to hit the barrier on that side. Poncha Springs, yeah. Nice little place. So this used to just be a corner, I think, and now they've added a little township. So that's nice. I love when they do
left, and then turn left.
Judging by how the intersections have changed anyway.
Turn left.
Turn left, I think you mean go this way. Such a convenient little road. Diving and giant. Birth number identifies you as a person using contracts and stuff. Interesting. Yeah, we don't have anything like that. Your full name and your signature usually suffices. And then you just give whatever other number is needed for relevant reference. Okay, usually tax number. That's the important one. Anything involving money, and let's be honest, most things involve money. But even that's like a separate thing, so if you're like signing your employment contract because you're getting a job, no reference number or anything, you just fill it out. IRD number for tax will be on a separate form. You'll fill out separate things for payroll. And the idea being that it's like a need-to-know basis sort of thing, so like your employer does not need to know your health information, so they do not get your national health number. They don't need it. The payroll department gets the IRD number, but they are not allowed to do anything with it. All they are allowed to use it is as reference for any documentation that needs to be forwarded to the tax department. That is it. Just means that if they were to have some sort of data breach or anything like that, they do not contain any more information than they need. So there wouldn't be flow-on effects. Someone can't just hack in, or someone who works there can't just pose as you, can't use your number, can't use your reference or anything to be able to do any documentation. And yeah, would always have to be accompanied with your name and signature. Birth number serves as tax number. Yeah, ours may as well. Quite frankly. But yeah, it's meant to be about compartmentalization. Kind of like an early form of, what's that? Some EU legislation came in. It was about privacy and stuff. I remember there was a lot of work to have to do around it. At my last place. Yeah, it's an early form of that, basically. GDPR, that's the one, thank you. Sounds like a cigarette brand or something. Actually, no, it sounds more like the abbreviation of a game. I mean, it's very close to being like CDPR, CD Projekt Red.
Go straight.
People talking about GDPR. So, oh yeah, what games do they make? Papers, please. Squeeze. There we go. We made it. We good boys. We made it.
Go straight.
Oh hey, more diamonds.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Kinda different again.
Turn
Oh, we're
right.
going this way anyway. That's a giveaway sign. Well, you could say the sign definitely yielded. So there's that. It fulfilled its purpose.
Keep left.
La Junta. Watermine. General Data Protection Regulation. Yeah. Don't know what army they are a general in, but I prefer general ignorance. Commander-in-Chief of Captain Obvious. And to many people in business, a major pain in the ass. But a useful one. $980 miles. I think we're about halfway from where we set off. So we're about halfway through the session. Pretty good. Hour 10 coming up. That's taken us, yeah, about as long as I expected, to be honest. I mean, the first 10 minutes was me resetting up the save from the fact that the game update had parked me back at Flagstaff again. So we're doing alright. I'm just going to go up and down here
Never mind.
just to discover this
I'll
bit.
find a new route.
Also, we get to hear the Garrote
Go
GPS
straight.
for the first time in a while. We've just been meekly following his instructions. We've not heard him get frustrated. Got to provoke him at least once. Everyone demonizes it. Yeah, it's less demonizing and more. It's just made a blasted inconvenience for a lot of people. But in a lot of cases, it was just a case of formalizing things that people already did anyway, to a greater or lesser extent. But those who weren't doing it, it gave ammunition to those whose data was being held badly, to be able to say to them, no, get rid of it, thank you very much. So yes, definitely useful. Definitely does way more good than any insignificant harm. It was just, yeah, an inconvenience for a lot of people as it was bedding in more than anything. And people love to meme about things. So, you know. It became an easy thing to complain about for a while. And I'm sure a lot of companies still really don't like it simply because they're the sort of companies that would have taken advantage of its absence. So they get no sympathy from me. This is cool. So we're just driving over a town. I don't even know what town it is. Starkville's in a 3/4 of a mile, but that's not there. I have no idea what that place was. Oh, Starkville's off there, in fact. There's a lot more flavour has been added across these games, that's for sure. Which is really cool. I was reading the piece they wrote up recently, actually, the little preview of Kansas, upcoming, I believe it is. Saying about the challenges of how those sorts of states get a lot of stick for being pretty much nothing but grass and things. They're trying to make it stand out in its own unique ways. I mean, that's something that I've had to struggle with for every state, and Texas especially. I mean, it's a big state, it's got a lot going for it, but it's also got a lot of nothing in the middle of it. So it's a matter of making it still engaging and entertaining, and adding lots of unique little assets to places that you wouldn't necessarily expect them. Ways to make it feel a bit less cookie cutter than it used to. I mean, thinking back to the original ETS, just copy-paste intersections, grid-based towns that you just kind of had 4 blocks to roam around, pretty much. Come a long way since then. Even since the start of ATS, like, they've been reworking California to bring it up to spec, which is really good. Can request full copy of person information and request full deletion? Yeah.
Right.
Give me all my dirt and get rid of it.
Exit right. Get ready to turn left.
I remember when it first came out, I was tempted to kind of just request it,
Turn
just
left.
of any company they had association with. It's just, I want to request my data thanks, just to see what they had. And then it's like, you've got a lot of stuff here that I don't think you need. Get rid of it. And just be a bully. But at the end of the day, I couldn't be bothered. And a lot of it, it's just a case of, I don't think it matters. So, meh. Game's evolved a lot. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Go
it's come a
straight.
long way. Graphically, thematically. And that's the thing, like, every map expansion, there's always people who say that, oh, but you can already drive to New York in Pro Mods or something. Yeah, but it all looks the same. Because they've not really added a hell of a lot. I don't know, I've not played it myself. I'm sure some amount of effort and detail has gone into it. I hope so, at the very least. But it's certainly not to the same depth that the actual developers take it. I mean, if they didn't do that, if they did just kind of slap down new places, call it a day, and it was still very cookie cutter, I wouldn't still be playing it. It's as simple as that. But the fact that they have made very clear distinctions between the states, and it was very clear right from the off that that's what they were doing. Like, I remember just even when just Oregon and Washington, you know, driving up north of California, it's like, oh yeah, this feels different. And that's the important thing. UCC HQ is about 1 kilometre from your place. Brilliant. See, they've started doing a lot more engagement stuff, which is great. I remember seeing videos uploaded on YouTube. They were doing like a series. They've been streaming things, just like gameplay and stuff. Need to get someone in SCS interested in the speedrunning scene. That would be a cool little thing to try and get them to do next map expansion. They need to set it out. If they're adding in new viewpoints and stuff, maybe, or just like an exploration sort of thing, or like an all DLC cities sort of speedrun would be a fun way to do it. And get a bunch of the guys together. And just have like a 4-way race on launch day or something, or even like a week before launch or something, just as a bit of a promo. And just get a 4-way race of all DLC cities. That would be fun. ECS hosted speedrun competition, exactly. That would be fun. It's always cool when the devs get officially involved in it, because let's be honest, no one plays a game more than a speedrunner does. Well, I mean, for simulation games, I guess we do have some competition. There's a lot of people who play these sorts of games religiously. So, maybe not for this style of game. But for your average game, it would be interesting to know how many people have 1,000 or more hours in Subnautica. How many other people should I say? I can't even remember what my hours are up to in this or ETS. I know ETS 2 is still up there. It's still ahead of ATS. Ooh, I'm almost out of fuel. I did not realise. That could be a problem. I wasn't paying attention to that. Okay, I'm going to go right past a fuel station. And it's a rest stop, too. And a service station. Perfect. Trifecta. Delhart. I left my Delhart in San Francisco. Wait, what? Wrong state. Deep in the Delhart of Texas? I think I'm in Texas now. The Holy Trinity, absolutely. The song's called the Duchess, but it's spelt like Dutch as in the culture.
Go straight.
I'm going to assume that's intentional and a play on words. And if so, I appreciate it. Sounds like this should be like the intro music or the montage music from a caper flick, like Ocean's 11. It's as they're moving around doing their thing.
Go straight.
Lone Star State, 21 out of 29. I still have 8 cities to visit in Texas.
Recomputing.
And a couple of those that I have technically
Go
visited
straight.
according to the game, I've not actually been to because it just reckoned I explored them or visited them when I was just driving past on a motorway. So we do need to go back and rectify those at some point. Okay, let's just pull through here. See what we're dealing with. Okay, well that lets me get a good angle on this. Stop. Filler up. Need a little sting at the end there. The Italian Way. I can only assume this track is going to be very quick and very loud. Repair. Keep having to do that. One of these days, I'll manage to get more than a few hundred miles without crashing into something. But that will be the day that I'm not speeding, and that's not gonna happen soon. Where is it gonna let me sleep exactly? I'm on the icon. I hate it when it does this. I'm just gonna have to go around again. Because otherwise my trailer is going to be an absolute nightmare. Round we go. Will you let me sleep? No. Alright. Gotta get out of bed at 11:20 AM here. Oh, okay, now I can sleep. Oh no, I keep hitting the wrong button. Maybe I should go to bed. Do a changing of the guard. But no, I want to finish this delivery. I want to finish this tonight. Have a good delivery. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by.